walk in, you're like, yes, black folks. Your number, will you tell her that? For real though. I got caught cheating. You did. You never cheated. And out loud, we keep it 100. Hey everybody, it's your girl Claudia Jordan. Now tonight we're highlighting talented Black designers and clothing companies that have changed the industry. My first guests, J. Alexander Martin, Shara McHayle, Chaka Wilson, and Tony Shellman are some of the originators of urban wear in the 80s and 90s when it was super poppin'. They set the standard. And they're known for spearheading popular labels such as FUBU, PNB Nation, and ENYCE J, which helped turn hip hop artists into fashion icons. And later on the show, we're talking to 3 Black designers whose incredible work you can see on catwalks and red carpets worldwide. Now, before we continue, we have some sad news to report. Rapper Prince Marky D of the legendary group The Fat Boys has passed away. He was just 52 years old. Condolences to his loved ones, thoughts and prayers to the family. And we will definitely miss you. And this has been a rough couple of years, 2020 and 2021, taking our icons, our legends, our people we grew up with. Okay, so please welcome J. Alexander Martin, Shara McHayle, Chaka Wilson, and Tony Shellman to the show. Hello, beautiful Black people. How you doing tonight?
Hello.
Hey.
How y'all doing?
A little reunion going on here, huh, guys?
We got a full house tonight. So, how's everybody doing with this deep freeze? Y'all are all in New York, right? So, are y'all deep freeze up there as well?
Absolutely. It's brick outside.
So, y'all, I'm here in Texas, and I'm sure y'all seen the news, what we're going through right now. By New York standards, what's going on here is it would be just another day in New York. It's like 3 inches of snow, but we're just not equipped for it, and we don't have any salt or plows or anything down here. So it's a hot ass mess. So anyways, let's get into, you guys and your careers. New York's Fashion Week 2021 kicked off last weekend, but most shows are digital or live stream, because of the pandemic. Do you think this trend will continue into the future, or what do you think about this? And do you like the live streaming of the shows?
Wants to start?
I actually like it.
Yeah.
One thing I saw, this was even pre-pandemic. This was a few years ago when I went to a fashion show in Milan, and it was Fendi that did the entire show
Right.
as a movie.
Remember that?
So everyone came into the theater. The movie started, and you thought it was just going to be like an intro into the show. And the show itself was like this beautiful Fellini-esque, beautifully shot fashion film. And I think that was the start of what I saw over the past couple of years. A lot of companies, in lieu of these big productions, doing these interesting fashion films. So I think what's happening now is people just using alternative methods of showcasing their collection, whether it's via a film or a virtual show or something like that. So I think the traditional, tent shows with everyone piling in, I think that may be a way of the past.
Yeah, and you might not get the excitement of the tent shows, but you get to manage the narrative to the fullest. You can create all type of magic for your show because you get to edit it. You get to kind of it's not just live, but you can kind of create this magic and create this amazing show. So whereas from one perspective, is it not what we normally do? Of course it's not. But I think it gives room and birth to doing business a total new way. So I think it's exciting, quite frankly.
That's true, but I'm gonna go to Jay on this because I seen you on the scene sometimes. I seen you out. We done been to the same parties together. The other part of Fashion Week where not just what the fashions on the runway, but what the spectators are wearing. We can't party with each other anymore. What do you think? How are you feeling about it?
I think that right now, I think it's just everyone adapting to the times and how they can get their product out. I think that as soon as it opens up and everybody's ready to go, everybody from the malls down to stores, to fashion shows, to everything, everybody's going to run out and start playing and doing whatever they got to do to be seen. I find myself going to Whole Foods all dressed up because I'm thinking I'm going to a party. So I can't wait to get back out there. I'm tired of being in the house.
No, because you're a nutbag. That's why you go to Whole Foods dressed up.
Shara, how do you feel about all this?
I think that the pandemic is just what really amplified what was happening already. I think that the fashion brands and houses needed to really control the narrative with social media. We didn't have social media in our day, you know? So you had so much room to, you know, have some time to curate your story. And it took some time to get out there outside of the people who actually attended. So with the pandemic, and now people are really stepping in like knee deep in terms of production and creating this virtual space, I think that that's not going to stop. It's just like, how is it going to morph? When it, how is that needle going to move back? A little bit, it's not going to go back to the same. So I think, honestly, people are trying to figure out, you know, how you show your product, how you control your narrative, and then how do you engage the people who would have normally come out and see you and celebrate.
Absolutely.
So that is the place that I know that I'm in, that I'm always like, well, when is that going to happen? In 3 months, 4 months, maybe, I think, until they say something different. And what is that going to look like when you actually step out? You're not going to step out the same way at all.
True. Jay, you
adapting, you know, so in the end, that's why I say it's adapting, because you have to adapt to whatever's going on when designs. Yeah, I'm sorry.
And adaptation is nothing new for Black people. Like we're always forced to find another way when when the obstacles are positioned in front of us. Jay, you conquered the fashion game as a co-founder of FUBU by us. But now you're balling in the world of sports. Tell us about your role in the new fan-controlled football league. It sounds
funny you say. No, I'm kind of dibble-dabbling in sports. I'm a co-founder in a league called Fan Controlled Football. It's almost like playing Madden, but you're playing with real players. I jumped in. I'm a strategic advisor. Of course, I get, like I said, a shareholder in that, and I just can't wait. The season's starting right now. You know, I'm watching the games. I'm watching the players. We have Bobby Manziel. Am I saying his name right? He's like one of the quarterbacks. We got some special teams owners. I just wish everybody could come check it out. It's really nice. It's going to be the newest league. So when the football season's over, then this starts. This is our first.
Is it kind of like the Big Three league, but like a football version of that?
No, actually, no. It's Big Three is kind of different because you only have like 3 players. It's like 3-on-3. This is real football. It's almost like arena, but we play in a huge arena. We play in Vegas, and it's real life sports. And anyone can vote. You vote on the play, and then the players play that actual play. So it's almost like you really engage. You pick everything from your helmets, from down to the uniforms, to the plays, like I said, the plays, to who gets cut, to who goes in, who goes out, everything.
That sounds fun.
That's hot.
I love it. I love that. In creating a new platform, a new space, creating something new.
Diversify.
Absolutely. Chaka, Tony, your brand ENYCE J was repped by big names in hip hop long before there was social media. What memories does it bring back to you when you see throwbacks of your fashions? Because it was a different time then. It was just like, it felt like the beginning of the explosion. You know what I mean? Like we were all kind of like Black movies, Black fashions, hip hop, all kind of rising together at the same time.
Right? It was great. When we did ENYCE J, we were trying to, again, get in front of the curve, do things differently. So when we see all the throwbacks, or, one thing we did that a lot of people, we get a lot of credit for, is that we exploded from the simple fact that Shaka one day decided to invite me out to LA to our new office that he had decided to open up on his own. And so we had an ENYCE J LA office, and I was like, oh, this is a great idea, great, another place for me to hang out. He goes, no, idiot. This is for the film producers and styling and everything else that we worked with, and we worked directly with them. So for us, our legacy is carried on from the simple fact that we're in all these different movies, from Austin Powers to Training Day to you name it. We're like when I say in serious movies, with the product being just as prominent as some of the actors, that's what's carried on the legacy for us. But it's a great experience of doing it the good news is I work with an incredible company now called Resonance and Be Resonance, which is a brand incubator, and we're a self-sustaining company. There's no inventory. Everything's one-of-one. It's an amazing company. The Be Resonance program, which I'm in charge of, has been around for a year now, and we're kicking butt. And on the Resonance brand, we have, on the Resonance side, we have brands like Pierre Moss, JCRT, which is an amazing menswear company, Tucker, which is amazing women's wear company, The Kit, which is an amazing company. So I work with a great group of people, man. It's amazing. So hats off to Lawrence Linehan for creating Be Resonance. And that's what we're doing, self-sustaining and really keeping up with the times. Don't get me wrong. If we could do what I do today at ENYCE would be quadruple the size that it is, or 10 times the size. But it's just amazing what we were able to just do with the clothing, but just do with the community. But, hats off to the Shara, because they were doing stuff with PNB way before we were doing it. And then, before we started ENYCE, we started Mecca. And that's when I used to spend a lot of time hanging out with Jay, losing my mind. But, we're just blessed, man. We are blessed from what we did. And it's just exciting.
We consider that, like the golden era of Black entertainment. That was when music and fashion and film, it was all truly one community. And that's what allowed me to go out to LA and start doing, heavy placement, because that's when there was this boom of the television shows, from Wayans Brothers to LL Show. And, that's when I think there was this acceptance and an embrace of the culture from Hollywood, from the fashion community, from the retail community, because all of a sudden we were in Macy's and Bloomingdale's, and we were in mainstream movies and television shows. So there was that sweet spot that we call the golden era. That's when music was at its apex and fashion right along with it.
It definitely nostalgic times. Like it's good memories when you see these brands, because it all links it all together. Like the memories of that era and that feeling, you kind of just had to be there. Now, Shara, you started as a trendsetter in the fashion industry with your PNB Nation brand, but you are styling way back in the day. Tell us where you were.
Wow. 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 Yeah. I mean, I think it's very much about a lifestyle, right? And I'm born and bred in New York. And I'm the daughter of hip hop. Okay. So the halo was hip hop culture. And it was a time that we really wanted to express ourselves. I think with PNB Nation, I didn't come in as a founder. Actually, the brand was co-founded by 5 graffiti artists, well-respected men. I came in, they had a significant t-shirt, and the name of that t-shirt was "Hello, my name is." And on that t-shirt was the name of Michael Stewart, Eleanor Bumpers, and Philip Pinnell. And it was our commentary about what was happening in the United States for decades. And it was the time that we really wanted to express ourselves. And when that t-shirt came out, I was like, I want in. I want in. We need to create what was not existing for us. We continue to take things and fashion out of context. So in terms of whether we were wearing Stan Smiths, whether we were wearing polo and the low lives, in terms of, them stealing, Ralph Lauren and polo and then flipping it and wearing it in a new and different way, right? So for me, that's kind of my background and my point of entry into fashion, really being in a space to express myself and express what I was feeling, what I was listening to, what I was watching. And that just was, it's a gift. It was a gift, and it's the gift that keeps on giving, because we created a category collectively.
Wow. Hey, I want to mention something, Shara. I have a fun fact that you guys know about. When we started Mecca.
Wait, can you hold that? We have to take
when we started Mecca USA.
Can you hold that? We have to take a quick break, and we'll come back to you with your story. When we come back, we're taking a quick break. We'll be back with more when we return right here in Out Loud on Fox Soul. Welcome back to Out Loud with Claudia Jordan. Now, if you want to see more Fox Soul content, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure you hit that notification bell to get all the best updates on new videos and live shows. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and tell us how you feel in the comment section. I'm here with J. Alexander Martin, Shara McHayle, Chaka Wilson, and Tony Shellman. And they all are legendary when it comes to urban fashions. I'm not going to say urban fashions. Tony, before we went to break, you had a story with Shara. You wanted to kind of reminisce real quick. And
I want to put out a little fun fact. There's a million fun facts I could put out, but this is what I thought would be really cool. When we were starting Mecca USA, Mecca USA came after some of the brands like the PNBs, and we were fans of the PNB Nation. So I was friends with Bruce, Zulu, and West and Sung, and I hit them up and I said, I'm about to start this new brand. They're like, oh, okay, Tom, that's cool. But I want you guys to do my first inaugural t-shirts. So our first Mecca t-shirts, that was probably one of our best selling t-shirts, collaboration t-shirts was done by Bruce, Zulu, and West, which was pretty amazing. And this is what's so crazy because it was a true, real collaboration, because when it's a collaboration, you work with the brand that you're collaborating with. You know, back then it wasn't called a collab. You know, it was just like, hey, can you help us out with some t-shirts? And these guys did the flyest t-shirts on the planet. I mean, like, it was so conscious. It was like t-shirts saying things like step up, a little step and a big giant up. T-shirts like fruit for your mind, a basket of fruit. It was like, there was just so many metaphors in the t-shirts, and just way above cats' heads. But the cats that got it. And those t-shirts opened so many doors. Those are the t-shirts that were in Union, and Fred Siegel. It was pretty amazing, and just a lot of people don't know that story. So, like, the first t-shirt I ever did at Mecca USA wasn't the Mecca t-shirt. It was the t-shirts that PNB did. And here's the other funny part: they would only do the joints in black and white. Well, they wouldn't, no color, no nothing. I got the artwork back. I was like, where's all the t-shirts? This is it, buddy. Here's 6 t-shirts. Go for it. I was like, you're not gonna do any more? No. I was like, okay, cool. Let's go.
That's I'm sorry, Claudia, you was gonna say something? No, I was just gonna say that's a great story, and it just really highlights the community that we had at that time. You know, we really wanted to collaborate, and that would have been the illest collab in 2021, though, you know? Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about some of the obstacles and longevity, actually. Jay, FUBU will turn 30 years old in 2020. Man, we get old. It's like how you, Damon John, and your partners turned, you know, a fashion brand into a total empire. Because the excitement around FUBU when it came out, it was just like lots of energy around that brand. So tell us about that.
Well, listen, I got to begin by saying that, you know, we got a lot of praise about being great, but I don't think we was half as great as our competition, like the PNBs and the Meccas of the world. Like, they could design around us, make us look like nothing. But what we did have was that marketing. And I think the only reason why we're still in business is because of marketing. And the fact that, you know, our brand name is for us, by us. And with that, that stands the test of time. That acronym will never die. It'll always be with us. It's us. Every time you're going to turn around, it's going to say us. But yeah, it's always going to be with us. It's always going to be a part of us in any other way. And I think that's the reason why we're still here today.
You know, I got a little fun fact too. Fox Soul is all Black hosts. It's for the Black audience. You know, it's not only for the Black audience, but, you know, we definitely make shows with our community in mind. And a lot of times, and a credit to you and your brand, we kind of use FUBU as I'm always like this. We're like the FUBU of TV. You know, I tell our guests that, and they instantly know what that means, and it makes them feel comfortable. Like, oh, I could be unapologetically Black and be me here, and there's no tap dancing, there's no code switching, there's none of that. It's for us, it's by us, unapologetically. And I just wanted to share that with you real quick. So, Shara, you grew up in New York, and you and your brother founded PNB Nation in the late 80s. What was the inspiration for the looks for your brand?
Well, I mean, initially the brand was conceived in 1986. with my brother and 3 other co-founders. And then the brand was established. So it was like, you know, it's like that idea that you have at the lunch table and you're like, we're going to do something different and we're inspired and we want to communicate. And that's exactly what happened in '86. But the brand didn't really develop until 1992 and was established with, you know, and we were doing the business, right? I didn't find the company, but what happened was that I joined the company and my work was recognized. And in that, they made me a principal partner in the company. And that was a big deal for me as a Black woman among men in the early 90s. I mean, and, you know, that was a milestone for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I could see, I mean, especially back then, we didn't see a lot of women, Black women repping for brands like that.
Right.
At the beginning.
Right. And it's good to see in 2021, like, all the hues, all the faces, all the women in different positions. I mean, you don't have to necessarily be the designer. You know, there's a lot of space here to create and to be creative and to tell a story. And that's what we were doing. We were telling our story from a multicultural point of view underneath the celebration of hip hop culture. It is exactly what we were doing.
Got it. Okay. Well, Chaka and Tony, ENYCE J launched 25 years ago and was later purchased by Diddy. Now, did it help your brand after a mogul like Diddy purchased it? And how was that emotionally for you when that happened?
Well, first, here's how that goes. Just, you know, when Puff was like, we had already had fun and got this crazy check from Liz Claiborne. And then Puff had come in after that. So it was great when Puff came in. You know, it's exciting. You know, we go back with Puff. So it's always funny style when we're all together. So we always make fun of him and tease him about that shit. But, you know, Puff was very gracious about, look, I want to purchase the brand. I know you guys are coming and going, doing different things. And we were like, hey, man, let's do your thing. Let's do it. So it was great. So, you know, he made sure he came and spoke with us and was like, look, this is what I like to do. This is how I like to rock with you. And so it was a really great thing. You know, he's done wonderful things with the brand and so on and so forth. My kids, because of that and some other things, go to wonderful colleges. And, you know, I'm not complaining. None of us are complaining.
Yeah, that was really just kind of an ultimate nod of respect because, as Tony said, initially we sold the brand to Liz Claiborne and we eventually parted ways with them. And what often happens when someone who is not, you know, for us by us, you know, takes over something, it kind of goes in a different direction. So they had a few years to kind of
try to manage it,
and
they didn't manage so well.
Yeah, they did okay with it, but I think once it was sort of on its, you know, its last leg, rather than just let it die out. You know, Puff said, you know, like, hey, this brand still has legs. It has a great legacy.
Exactly.
And so we definitely, you know, got love for him for stepping in and acquiring it.
I would imagine
Puff did right by it.
I would imagine it'd be hard to sell or to turn over control to, let's just say what it is, a white brand, right? And know that they're gonna like keep it, you know, what it's supposed, the essence of it. It's almost like, you know, they're gonna put raisins in the potato salad. You feel me?
You know, exactly. Well, you know, here's the crazy part about it. I was like, yes, but we sold the potato salad for $114 million in 2003.
You can have potato salad then. Keep that potato salad. Put all the raisins you want in it then, right?
Yeah, we were like, yo, you're good. Go ahead, do what you gotta do with it. Like, you know, I'm not gonna eat that potato salad, but we're good. So I think that was important for us. But you know, it gave us the ability to lead and to turn around and start Parrish, which we took Parrish up to a solid $45 million. So, you know, it allowed us to stretch our legs. And then, you know, again, now we get to do whatever we want to do.
And at that time, you know, that was sort of the apex of when these brands really, you know, when the entire business became a $1 billion business. Prior to that, you know, when we first started going to the trade shows, when we first started approaching department stores, we would step kids to the building. Yeah. You know, there were the FUBU guys who were already there. Hawk and Nine, they were like, hey, welcome. And we were kind of all in this corner. And then
Then we became the business. We became
to see it go from that, where we were barely acknowledged, to the only, destination at these trade shows. And at that point, FUBU was doing, some ridiculous numbers.
Right.
800.
We had a sexy booth that looked like Mumba downtown New York, and in Cipriani, and their booth looked like Macy's, a department store. They were so big.
And everyone, listen, you're all being really humble. All three of you just contributed so much to the culture. We're almost out of time. If I could just get like one line from each of you, advice to new Black designers. We only have a minute left in the show. Advice, if you can just give a gem, just something. It could be something simple, just to young Black designers to make an impact on the industry. What would it be?
I go first. I always say to everybody, you can't cheat work. It knows who's working. You can't instantly make, a FUBU. It takes years and years and years.
Can't cheat work. Okay. Shara, how about yourself?
I would say that to continue to dream out loud, to stand firm in your intuition, you know what I mean? It's because like a lot of times when we were out here doing this business, I know for PNB, we wanted to stay small. We had the business model of that Supreme adopted, and we felt like we were forced to grow past a $5 million business. And in that, I think that we have a regret there. So you don't have to be the $100 million company. You don't have to be the $50 million company, but you do have to be the company that's grounded in integrity, and it's really going to, to give food to the people who need it.
Okay. And lastly,
I say build your community, participate in your community. Like one of the things that, the reason why we all remain, friends and colleagues to this day is because we sort of grew up in the business together. Right. We help each other as much as we can. Like the FUBU guys sit by us to our booth and vice versa. So the fact that we were all sort of part of one community, I think any designer now, you have to seek out like-minded people, whether it's other designers, whether it's other artists, because that's how it allows the entire business to grow. If you surf, social media now, you just see a bunch of, different islands unto themselves. And I think in order for the business to continue the legacy that we started, it has to continue as a community.
Right, and you got to share things, man. You got to get out there, and like you said, you got to talk to people, but you have to truly understand the business of business. I tell all the young people, take your small business, but think like a big business. I feel like one of the biggest mistakes small businesses do, they think like small businesses. Think like a big business. Would a big business that move? No. So think like a big business.
I think that all great advice from all of you, and who better to take advice from than the four of you, because you've proven it, you've done it, you said it, you are about it. I want to thank you all. J. Alexander Martin, good to see you. Shara McHayle, great to meet you. Chaka Wilson, Tony Shellman, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We got to honor our folks that have made all this headway in the industry and paved the way for the others that came after. Like, honestly, seriously, I really appreciate what y'all do. We're taking a quick break, but when we return, we'll be joined by some amazing, talented Black designers. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Out Loud with Claudia Jordan. Now, my next guests are three leading Black fashion designers who created stylish looks for Hollywood celebrities, runway shows, and cutting edge editorial shoots. And they're definitely ones to watch in 2021. Please welcome Kimberly Goldson, who's got some fantastic news she's going to share with us in a second, Larissa Muehleder, and Stevie Edwards. Welcome, beautiful Black people, stylish, beautiful Black people. How y'all doing tonight?
Really good. Happy to be here. Amazing.
Yeah, doing well. Good to be here.
So, since it's COVID, are y'all in your fashion innovators? Let me just ask you, are y'all designing your own masks? Are y'all wearing the bullshit that I'm wearing, the little paper ones? What y'all doing?
I definitely designed a mask. At first, I was like in denial about the whole thing. Like, didn't want to hold on to like the fact that we will be wearing these for a while. But then I got into it, and this is our mask.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I definitely did like a bandana style mask that doesn't feel so masky. So.
Got it.
I didn't get into it. I'm still wearing the paper mask. Every now and then we made a coordinating mask for some of our jackets that we're selling now. So, but Otherwise, some of my really good friends, they design masks and I wear those, but otherwise it's
I'm gonna send you one of mine. You're gonna love it. Let me know.
Please help me. Help a friend.
It's like a hug for your face. It's made out of neoprene, so I hope.
Yes, please, because I'm struggling. I can't find any that fits my ears, and it's too much. I'm sweating. It's too much.
I jumped on the bandwagon for the mask in February as soon as it hit. My friends were telling me, you need to do these masks. You need these masks. And I'm like, that's so tedious. I want to do no masks. So I ended up probably doing about 5,000 masks myself. And everything was shut down. You couldn't get elastic. You couldn't get fabric. But I have a whole room full of all of that. So I made a killing. But no more masks now. I'm tired.
So even though COVID sucks, I do know a lot of people that really were able to be innovative and capitalize off this and make the best out of it and really made more money during COVID than prior. Like
I'm one of them. Yeah.
I love it, Stevie. Okay, so you got the points. Okay, Stevie, we're gonna try
I mean, I got a career boost from this whole COVID thing. It was kind of bittersweet, being in Vogue and GQ, and I just got a lot of good editorials, big write-up in WWD. So a lot of good things happened for me.
I love to hear it. Often we're the most, you keep hearing on the news, like we're disproportionately, Black folks are disproportionately, suffering more. And I love to hear my people winning during COVID. Like, I love it. Kimberly, you're used to seeing your designs on models and celebrities, but a recent display of your work made you emotional. Let's take a look.
Oh, oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I made it.
Yes, Kim, yes.
Oh my goodness.
I'm about to cry. Like, that was beautiful. So congratulations. She is in Saks. She is in Saks. She is in Saks, y'all.
That is awesome.
That's Fifth Avenue. I can't even, that video, it really displayed like what the emotions were, like how I felt, because I have been working. So first of all, I was like screaming during the first segment because I started my career at ENYCE J. So to see Chaka and Tony like kind of on the same call and talk show, like it's blowing my mind. Yeah. Right. So, and then to hear Jay Alexander, FUBU and everything, and Shara. And so but I've done this work. Like, I've been in fashion for a while, and my sister and I, we started the brand almost 10 years ago. And to get to this place, and just like Stevie said, during the pandemic is kind of when this bittersweet moment happened because everybody wanted to support Black brands. And we just happened to be ready, and Saks had been looking at us for a while, and they finally was like, oh my goodness, now's the time, now it's perfect. And then we ended up in the window on Fifth Avenue, front and center, and we shut down the block. The cops had the block kind of blocked off us. They were like on the loudspeaker, congratulations. Like, it was like the moment I can't even, that's the best that you can really get out of me about what that moment was like.
That's amazing. And I mean, we could just tell from your enthusiasm here, like in the video. I'm glad I got to see it. I'm glad y'all got to capture that, because why not have that moment forever you can reflect back on. Now, Larissa, Valentine's Day was last weekend, and you posted an amazing video for the romantic day. Was the rest of your night this sexy?
Oh my goodness, no way.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I try to show a little bit of myself in the clothing because obviously, you can't support something that you're not proud of. So we have fun on Instagram and just like showing our sexy side and showing like how to be sexy but classy and cute and fun for Valentine's Day.
We need more of that, so we appreciate that. Sexy, classy, for sure. So yes. Beautiful. Stevie, in addition to dressing dozens of celebrities, you also use your work to raise money and bring awareness to prostate cancer, which is amazing. Tell us about your Blue Jacket fashion show.
Oh my God, that was awesome. I got a call from Sean Frazier. He's the model, and he asked me if I wanted to participate. And I'm like, sure, I heard about the Blue Jacket show, but I've never had an opportunity to do it. And I'm like, I don't want to do a basic blue jacket. Let's give them drama. So I gave him a maxi cape It was 100% wool, and it was dragging on the floor. And he's like, I'm gonna shoot it in this warehouse outside, and it was fabulous. Yeah, I had the opportunity to do that, and I was so proud of that, because men, they don't often get checked for that, and they need to, because it's very, very serious in our community.
And then we already have the when we try to go in to get help, not being taken as seriously, our pain at being Black folks. So do you think the fashion industry appreciates the economic and creative impact of Black designers? Or just do you think the fashion industry appreciates the economic and creative impact, the impact that we have of Black designers?
Well, I mean, I think now they are. I mean, for some reason, maybe it's the Black movement. It's a good time to be Black and to be a Black designer now. I think they're starting to realize that we were there before and they just didn't pay us any attention. But now we're here, we're everywhere. And I think they really are, trying to believe that, yeah, we recognize them now.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've always influenced fashion, obviously. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's hard to ignore. But now it's like you're frowned upon if you don't give the right credit where it's due. So it's not that, they never paid attention. They're always like soaking up everything that we had to offer. But now they are like giving us, room to grow, and they're showing us recognition, which is great. So
I hate that it happened. Why it happened? Because of the George Floyd thing in this summer. I hate that it happened because of that. They should have been on board, but I'm happy that it is happening. Whatever makes them have that guilt, that white guilt that they need to have for keeping us out as long as they have. I'm okay with that, but I hate that it had to be such a tragic reason. We have 2 comments on YouTube before we get to break. Jody Watley says, awesome, Kim. And Donovan says, Uncle Stevie, I see you.
Oh my God. Hi, Jody. I make Jody clothes. Hi, Jody. I love you.
We love you. I love her. And Tony says, Larissa clothes are so cute. So y'all get a bunch of love in the comments. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more with these designers when we return. Welcome back to Out Loud. Let's get right back into it. We are talking fashion with these hot, I won't say up and coming designers because they've been here for a while doing their thing. They just have some new announcements and new things that are coming out. I hope we can share some of them, Stevie. I want to ask you all, what mistakes should up and coming fashion designers try to avoid? What have you learned along your way? Like, oh, I wish I didn't do that. What should they avoid doing?
I would say maybe investing in things they can't really afford yet. And just pacing themselves, and also finding what works for them and sticking to it and not getting too distracted with other things. I would say that when I started, I found myself investing in a lot of PR, or just thinking that I needed to do a fashion show in order to be successful. But then when you tap into just the people who support you the most and your fan base and your clients, you realize that those are the things that matter the most. And that's what's really going to hold you down in the longevity of your career.
That's a good one, thinking about what to invest in. Okay, Kimberly, do you have one?
Yeah, I think being authentic and staying true to yourself. There was a moment in our career, in our brand, where we thought that we had to be something different in order to please mainstream, in order to get into mainstream fashion, to be accepted by the magazines and the retailers, and we lost our way. We got watered down a bit by an outside team that came in and said that, the brand, the retailers and everybody's looking for this, and we lost a bit of our DNA in that moment. And then we turned around and we woke up one day and was like, no, we're Brooklyn, but with a luxury, with the edge, I'm gold all day and I'm door knockers. So that's what we're doing. That's what the marketplace needs. They're looking for what we do, and that's what we're going to do. So I say, stay true to yourself, stay authentic, because all of the basic stuff is already out there. Do something different and be unique and be yourselves, and stay true to that.
I think that's awesome advice you can apply to pretty much all aspects of life as well. I really do. I think that's great advice. Stevie, how about you? Something that they should avoid?
I would agree with Kimberly, but also because everybody has a story. Like, you're a designer, no one knows what goes in your head. So, you might be designing something that someone don't like, or they might think it might not be mainstream, or you're not going to sell that, you're not going to sell that. I say stick to your guns and just do what you feel, and just let nature just take its course. Because if you change to try to be someone else or change your idea, I don't think it would work because your heart would be in it.
Let's have a little fun with this. What's the one fashion trend that needs to go away and never come back? Kimberly?
Can we get rid of the big clunky white sneakers? The ones that look like the nursing home big white sneakers, you know, the orthopedic ones. Can we get rid of those? I don't care that Balenciaga's got their name on it. Can we get rid of those, please? And thank you.
I'm like, I have a pair, so I'm hiding.
I know everybody does. All of the hipsters, all of you know, the cool and trendy, but
to keep us off like away from the snow, you know. In New York, you kind of.
You got one, Stevie?
Can we just take the sagging pants away? Can we please take them away before I start designing something? Half boxer, half pants. There you go.
I still marvel that that's still a thing. That's still a thing.
Oh, I can't take that.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have skinny jeans and they're sagging. How?
And saggy, right? And then they have to walk like this in order to keep them up.
Yeah, crazy. Please take it away. Whoever brought it, take it away.
Larissa, Mike in the YouTube comment says that you work with the Simmons sisters.
Yeah, quite often. They're huge supporters. So I love them. Shout out Angela. Shout out Vanessa.
So what tools would you all say are needed to be a successful fashion designer? What tools are necessary?
I would say just being genuine, true to yourself, like Kimberly said, and then consistent. Just don't ever fold. If you really want it, you know, pay attention to the cues. Obviously, know when you need to pivot, but don't ever fold. Don't ever change. You know who you are and your what you want to do, what you want to bring to this world. I'll give an example. So I mean, I started, you know, doing like prom dresses and stuff like that. And then I pivoted into just solely working with neoprene because it was, you know, really easy to use. And then also just very forgiving with different body types. And I'm surprised myself that I'm still working with it, but everyone, you know, my clients love it. And I like to listen to my clients and listen to my girls. So I would say that that's something that I have stuck with and has really like been like good to my brand, just being able to stay consistent with it.
Okay. Kimberly, you've designed outfits for several stars, including Bevy Smith's gown for the 2019 Met Gala.
Yes.
What does it mean to have your dress, your gown at that kind of event on that level?
I mean, that was another one of those moments where it was like, is this for real? And also what people really don't realize is that I worked with Dapper Dan. He did the cape for her. So we collabed on the gown. Like the head to toe look was a pure collaboration with her makeup artist. And it was so amazing, number one, to be on the red carpet at the Met Gala. I mean, I never even, like, there's so many dreams that are coming true that I never even dreamt. It's like blowing my mind. But when she called me, her vision was about showcasing all Black designers on the Met Gala red carpet. So her hairdresser, Shelly, a makeup artist, that did the cape, me on the dress, her shoes, her fragrance, the candles that she burned in the hotel suite while we were getting dressed. Everything was Black owned. Everything was a Black designer, and I love her for that. She's been one of my mentors ever since I was at ENYCE J and she was at Vibe. We've had this thing, and then she called me in her, you know, all of her Bevy splendor. Lamb, I need you to do a gown for me for the Met Gala. I mean, what do you say, right? You say yes. So that was it.
That's so dope to hear that, even down to, because if you really want to support Black owned, there's enough. We're in every space. There's enough category. Find that candle designer, that fragrance, that cape, that gown, that shoe, everything. There's really no excuses. So we are going to take a quick break. Stevie, we're going to talk about your celebrity clientele, including Fox Soul's very own Lisa Ray. We'll be back with more cocktails. We'll be back. I'm thinking I'm cocktails. We'll be back with more Out Loud on Fox Soul when we return. Welcome back to Out Loud on Fox Soul. We are talking fashion with some of the best here. Let's get right back into it. Stevie, you have an impressive celebrity clientele that includes Miss Diana Ross,
yes,
Jody Wiley, who's Ross's Hey Girl, yes, and our Cocktails with Queens host, Lisa Ray. What is your process for designing a one-of-a-kind outfit that, you know, is perfect for your client?
Well, I try to do different pieces. Take, for instance, Tiffany Haddish, you left her out. I did something special for her for the Seth Meyers show, the black dress with the red hearts. I was influenced by Patrick Kelly. He was one of my idols back in the day, the late, great Black designer, Patrick Kelly. And I tried to do something different. It's different in high fashion. And what I did for Diana Ross, she called me personally on my cell phone, no assistant, and I designed the clothes for her return to love tour.
Wow.
And Jody Wiley always been a fan for 20 years. And I mean, I love her. And my friend, Lisa Ray of 30 years, we just reconnected, and I have a big announcement. Can I say it now?
I was hoping you would. So for the first time, let me just set it for the first time ever, right here on
First time ever. Breaking news. Lisa Ray McCoy, the muse of Stevie Edwards in Harper's Bazaar, March issue. Not one page, but two, a full spread. She looks fantastic.
Ooh, okay.
It drops, I believe, March 3rd. I'll send you guys copies.
Oh my God, I cannot wait. Congratulations to you and also Lisa Ray. Harper's Bazaar spread, that is amazing. So I love
have some other high fashion magazines I'm going to use her with also. We're going to just take over.
Okay, we are here for it. We are definitely here for it. We only have a couple minutes left. Larissa, I want to ask you, what inspired your interest in starting a label, and what led to to you designing for clients like Tamar Braxton, K. Michelle, and others?
Yeah, so I started designing when I was in high school and started my brand when I was 16. I just really enjoy being a part of people's special moments. It's cliche as that might sound, as cheesy as that is, but it just brings me a lot of joy just to make people feel, confident and just special, unique. I love that they come to me for these like one of a kind pieces. So I started in high school, and literally that's all I've ever done, and I'm happy to still be doing it.
Wow, that's I love it. 16, that's amazing. Kimberly, I keep all three of you just have just such impressive career paths, and it's just like, it seems like dream careers as well. Kimberly, 3 years ago, you were chosen to collaborate with LeBron James on a Nike shoe.
Yes, that was an amazing collab. We were the first Black women to do a historic shoe for LeBron James and Nike. So when I tell you that process, that was the very first collab that I've ever done. And I was so terrified because I'm self-taught in design. I went to FIT for merchandising. So when we were on our way to Portland to the Nike office to meet with the team and start talking about the design, I was so terrified because I felt like a fraud, because I was like, oh my goodness, they're gonna find me out that I'm not, a legit designer. I don't know what I'm talking about. And the process was it was like life-changing. And then again, this was a dream that I had not dreamt. I never dreamt that I would design a sneaker for LeBron James. Like, who has that dream? And so now to be an inspiration for this upcoming kids and designers, and just for young kids to see that you can dream so big. I am so like, my wildest dreams are coming true right before my eyes, and I can only thank God for what's
I want to thank all of you for being here tonight, because I'm sure there's some aspiring designers, up and coming designers, that think that goal is so far away. But this entire show, we've shown people Black excellence that have wanted to do it, went out and did it, and then did it big. And y'all can do it too. So thank you so much for being here and inspiring the next generation. Like, this really is really impactful. So I really appreciate you all. I want everybody to stick around for the premiere of Fox Soul's Screening Room, which is up next with our very own Vivica Fox. And we'll see you next time here on Out Loud on Fox Soul. Thanks, everybody.
Claudia.
Yeah.